What's up guys, Ruppy here, and welcome to Week 9, the final week of the regular season of the UNPL. At this moment, my Columbus Swoo sit at 7-1 with a plus 19 differential. Definitely a stark contrast to where we were at this point last season. I apologize again to that roster that I did not use them to their fullest potential, but maybe I'll give some of those mons a try somewhere else down the line and maybe make them work for me. Regardless, I am currently sitting in second place in the Naranja Division, and I could very well finish this week out and go into playoffs as the first seed for the Naranja Division. It's possible, I'm not going to bank on it, and I'm also going to be up front. I'm not taking this week that seriously. At this point, as far as the playoff picture is concerned, I cannot go any lower than second seed. So I'm guaranteed to enter playoffs as the first or second seed for my division, no matter what. The outcome of this game is, aside from that small thing, largely irrelevant. So I'm definitely going to be having some fun this week, to say the least. We are going to be playing the Florida Flygons, coached by, well, Flygon. So Flygon was a dominant force last season. He was in the other division, so that's why I didn't end up playing him. It could have been a playoff possibility, but that didn't happen because I missed playoffs. As of right now, he's sitting at a 4-4 plus 8. And while the odds of him fall, I think he's pretty much a lock for playoffs at this point, just based on some of the other games that have been played up to this point as of when we are playing. But there is still a chance that if I win, I could knock him out of playoffs. Well, actually, I don't think so anymore. But I'm sure he still wants to try to better his standing in the playoff picture, and a win would definitely do that. Because I think he's fighting with everyone, just about everyone else that's a lock for playoffs for 4th seed at this point. But, as I said, I'm not taking this seriously. I am basically doing dumb stuff that just sounds fun. So, let's go ahead and flip on over to Showdown. Leave the locker room behind as my team gets ready. And let's go ahead and just... I'm going to throw his team up off to the right there. I'm going to go over it briefly, but I'm not going to be too fixated on it just because this game isn't going to be too serious. Since we're both a lock for playoffs, we've basically decided to kind of meme, I guess. His roster does consist of the following: Flygon, Deoxys Speed, Azumarill, Ursaluna Bloodmoon, Alolan Muck, Jirachi, Mismagius, Crocolore, Bramblegast, and Weavile. His Terra Captains are Flygon, which can terrestrialize into a Ground, Steel, or Electric type. Gee, wonder why he picked that as his Terra Captain. And Mismagius, which can terrestrialize into a Ghost, Fairy, or Fighting type. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth on the team, because again, this isn't a serious matchup. So, I mean, obviously there are some threats on this team if I were to be prepping for it normally. Azumarill is obviously a concern. Bloodmoon Ursaluna is always a concern. Deoxys Speed has actually been a really solid offensive threat for him, and I think in the early weeks of the season it was actually kind of in the race for League MVP too, with how many kills it was racking up. Flygon definitely knows how to use it. Crocolore is basically mini, somewhat bulkier version of Skeletors because of Eviolite, so that is there. As I said, I'm not going too in-depth on it, but Flygon definitely does have an interesting team that, under normal circumstances, might be a bit of a headache to prep for. Of course, these are not normal circumstances. So, again, I'm just bringing dumb stuff. I barely did anything in terms of, like, benchmarking for specific speed points or anything like that. I just wanted to do some dumb things and have some fun this week. So let's go ahead and quickly go over what I am bringing. This is probably going to be the shortest team builder I have done all season just for this reason. Let's start off with Wrath the Gyarados, who is our league MVP contender and has a very solid chance of walking out of this week with it. I think with at least one kill this game, I can guarantee that Gyarados gets it. That would kind of depend on what happens in Hopeless's game with his Spectre, because I think at this point it's the only thing that could potentially catch me. But again, since I'm not going too serious, I decided to actually take a page out of one of Hayden's videos, actually, and go Choice Specs Gyarados, because why not? it's a Gen 1 throwback, and Gen 1 is definitely where I got my start in terms of Pokemon in general. Obviously, the special stat was one stat in that gen, and Gyarados, still to this day because of it, has a rather deep special move pool, which is weird when you realize how low its special attack stat actually is after the physical special split. Still, with a choice specs and modest max special attack, I am definitely trying to get the most bang for my buck out of this dumb little idea. I've got Hurricane, Ice Beam, Scald, and Flamethrower as my moves because, again, deep move pool. And since Gyara is one of my Terra captains, I am going Terra Flying this week, just to see what happens if I do Specs Terra Flying Hurricane on people. Oh, that'll be a fun sight to see if I can actually land Hurricanes. Since I don't need Moxie, since I'm not running a physical set, Intimidate makes sense, especially since beyond the modest nature, I decided to go for Bulk just so Gyara can come in, tank hits, and just be a general nightmare in other ways this game. Maybe. We'll see how it all plays out, because, you know, the fun dumb stuff I'm bringing. On that note, we have Willow the Chestnut. Some of this set might seem a little standard. I've got leftovers, I've got bulletproof for the ability. I'm running no defense, but I am running a ton of HP and a bit of Spadef. I am going at him at max attack, however, because of the shenanigans I'm running. I've got Substitute, Pain Split, Wood Hammer, and Focus Punch. First off, did not know Chestnut got Pain Split. I don't know if that's new this gen, or if it's always had it and I've just never realized it. Which is possible, because, I mean, it's got a dedicated healing option in Synthesis. But I figured I'd throw Pain Split on there just to maybe get some HP back after setting up a Substitute, or maybe from the recoil from a Wood Hammer. But the main thing here is Sub Punch. In what world would I ever seriously run a Focus Punch Chestnut, even if I had a Substitute set up? That is pretty much why I decided to go with it this game, because it seemed like a fun option. And if I can get Willow behind a sub, or maybe even predict a switch, if I don't have a sub set up, Focus Punch actually does legitimately take huge chunks out of this team. So, why not? Let's go for it, and let's see what Willow can do when she gets a chance to show off her raw strength for once. Next is a really interesting set for Warforged the Scissor. I've got Bullet Punch and U-Turn on there, just the standard stuff, because, I mean, why not? Just to have it there, because it's Scissor's bread and butter at this point. But I'm also running Dual Wing Beat and Fling. And I'm running a Sharp Beak for the item. Sharp Beak raises your flying type attacks by 1.2 times power. It's one of those, type boosting items that you see running around. They'll get a lot of competitive use. Some of them probably should get more competitive use, honestly. It's a fun little niche item. But the whole idea here is that Dual Wing Beat actually does quite a lot from Adamant Max Attack. It's basically the same EV spread I'm running with Chestnut. But Dual Wing Beat, with the Adamant Max Attack, Technician boosted, and an extra boost from Sharp Beak, is actually doing a pretty absurd amount of damage, if you can believe it. Even more hilarious, however, is the fact I threw Fling on here. Because I believe flinging a Sharp Beak is 50 base power, which means it does, in fact, get a Technician boost. So if I'm done using Dual Wing Beat and just want to literally throw my beak at people, there is that, and it will get a little extra pop because of Technician. So that is why I decided to play that game. Again, dumb shenanigans for the win this week, because I don't have to take this game too seriously. On that note, a mon that hasn't been seen in a couple of weeks, Mini-Star the Hisui and Qwilfish. And basically the whole idea behind this set is Hisui and Qwilfish is going to try to imitate its older sibling Overquill, or as I have taken to nicknaming mine, Morningstar. I have Swift Swim, I have Rain Dance to manually set up the rain, Gunk Shot, Crunch Liquidation. It's basically the standard Swift Swim Overquill bread and butter that I've pretty much run in the past. I've got Adamant Max Attack, I've got Max Speed, which, with Swift Swim, Hisui and Qwilfish actually does outrun everything, even with an Adamant nature in the rain, surprisingly, because it and Overquill have the same base speed. But with Eviolite, Hisui and Qwilfish has more bulk. Basically, I don't think I would ever normally run Hisui and Qwilfish this way because I'm not built to be a rain team, which is why I'm manually setting rain for this game to try to pull this off. I would honestly prefer Hisui and Qwilfish more so as a bulkier mon, a spike setter, intimidator, that kind of thing. But I decided to try it for this game just because Hisui and Qwilfish is the only mon on my roster that, as of nearing the end of the regular season, does not have at least one KO to its name. And I want to try to fix that. I want to give Hisui and Qwilfish its due. So that is the game here. Set up rain and basically attempt to try to get Hisui and Qwilfish at least one kill this season. Next up, you saw him running Choice Specs Gyarados. Why don't we throw Choice Band Raging Bolt into the mix? This is the dumb stuff I'm running with Cumulonimbus this week. I got Adamant Max Attack, Max HP, got a little bit of Spadef, because Raging Bolt actually has really good natural bulk. That 73 attack stat is actually kind of usable. I think a little more so than Gyarados' 60 special attack in this circumstance. But I'm running Supercell Slam, Dragon Hammer, Earthquake, and Outrage. Dragon Hammer just seemed like a fun idea in case I didn't want to lock myself into Outrage, but there's also Supercell Slam, which is a move I've never actually tried. It's basically Electric High Jump Kick, which I'm actually going to be really excited if I get to pull that off with Raging Bull. I think that'd be fun to try. And last but not least, Lumity the Iron Valiant, and this might be one of the dumbest ideas I've had out of everything. Stat-wise, Lumity is the only one I've actually sort of put proper prep into on EVs. Mostly because the 168 speed with a Jolly Nature pretty much outruns everything that is Mismagius and below. It will not outrun Revile or Deoxys speed, but I'm not too concerned because, again, I'm not taking this game too seriously. Lumity is, well, like the true anime-loving nerd that Luce is. Lumity is kind of serving as a bit of a tribute this week, in a sense. A tribute to the recently departed Akira Toriyama, the mastermind behind such legendary things such as Chrono Trigger, obviously Dragon Ball. Everyone knows Dragon Ball. I mean, Dragon Ball is pretty much what opened the gates here in the West to anime and manga. So, Akira Toriyama, I thank you for that. For that reason, I am running the moves Psychic Terrain, Expanding Force, Hyper Beam, and Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere and Hyper Beam are basically my proverbial Kamehameha wave I plan on throwing, just because why not? And Psychic Terrain Expanding Force was just some fun, dumb stuff I wanted to try, because Valiant actually has access to every terrain except grassy terrain, as far as what I can set up manually. So I figured, why not? Set up Psychic Terrain and throw some Expanding Forces out, like Vegeta's big self-sacrificial explosion to try to take out Majin Buu. And just for further dumbness, I threw Psychic Seed on there just to get a special defense boost once I set up the Psychic Terrain. Just, again, for the fun. So that is going to be the team. That is the end of the dumb stuff I am bringing. Will it work? I don't know, but I'm definitely, again, I'm looking to have some fun this week because, again, I'm already a lock for one or two seed regardless of how this game plays out. So I have no reason to take this game super seriously. This is just going to be for dumb fun stuff, and we will see how it goes. And hopefully Flygon is willing to match me in that regard. He said he would, and time will tell if that is the case or not. But with dumb shenanigans ready to go, I will see you guys when it's battle time. Alright, it is battle time. Let's see what we are doing here. Let's see, we have the Flygon, obviously. Deoxys Speed. Ursaluna. Blood Moon. Jirachi. Alolan Muck. And Azumarill. We will see what he decided to do in terms of potential heat. I am not necessarily going to be calcing too much here, or really getting that serious about this again, but yeah, there's some interesting stuff here, for sure. And I think I kind of just want to lead off with Mini-Star. See what he wants to lead with. And then, yeah, we will see if I can finally get Hisui and Qwilfish on the board with a kill for the season, so that every member of my roster has at least one regular season KO. So, good luck, have fun, Flygon! I know I'm certainly going to have some fun with some of the dumb stuff I've brought, so let's see how this ends up going. As he leads with the Deoxys. Fair enough. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get my rain up, and we are just going to get this part. I outspeed? Interesting. Oh. You know, for me wanting to have a little fun, that's a bit rude. Still, I definitely crunched you into oblivion, so that is completely fine. I still outspeed this thing even in... Oh, that's why. Teleport. Okay. I mean, completely fair. I mean, he set up the Trick Room, and now this thing gets to come in and basically be a bit of a pain in the ass. Because of course it does. I mean... Not that I really absolutely need to. I'm gonna go to Willow. We'll go to Willow. If he's an Earth Power, and I'm pretty sure he is, I think Willow can take it. So this thing definitely outslows me in Trick Room, assuming that is the case, which I'm pretty sure is. Just goes for the Blood Moon. Which Willow does not take. Aww. That was a little rude. I'm just over here trying to have some fun. Regardless, though, I can just go into Specs Wrath and see if I can just get one more KO just to hopefully completely solidify my MVP bid. Because why not? Because you can't Blood Moon again. A Specs Skull definitely wipes you out, especially in the rain. I forgot that rain is in play with this now, so this is about to be a fun thing that's going to happen, whatever does happen out of this. We are going to see the power of Specs Gyarados of all things. What takes it? I don't know, but we will see. Because, yeah, I believe Blood Moon is a move that cannot be used twice in a row. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, if I recall correctly. Just gonna switch out, which is fine. Into the Azumarill. Which is fine, I get a rain boosted Scald on it. And I get a burn. Because why not at this point? Okay, we are at... This is the last turn for both Trick Room and Rain. So, that said... Assuming you're banded, because I don't know if he is kind of memeing or not, really. I'm gonna go into Warforged. We will get our chance to try to get Hisui and Qwilfish a kill. That is still on the docket for today. But, yeah, Scissor definitely takes that. And now we get to have some fun. There goes my rain. This thing is burned. I'm pretty sure Trick Room goes away as well. And now we get to have some fun of the dual Wing Beat variety with the Sharp Beak set. Just for fun. So let's see what wants to take this. Technician boosted, Adamant, max attack, Sharp Beak boosted. definitely going to be a fun time, as he is going to switch out into... what? He's gonna sack off the Deoxys, which, you know what? Fair. That means no more Trick Room shenanigans, no more Ursaluna raining on my parade for that. Still fun, though. Alright. I'm sad Will didn't get to pull, Focus Punch shenanigans. Stupid Ursaluna ruining my day on that. As Flygon comes in now. You are probably going to Terra. I don't know what Terra you are going to do, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fling my Sharp Beak anyway, because why not? Let's go ahead and do that. I think this thing is the only potential Terra Captain he brought. Yeah, that looks about correct. Yeah, the other one was Miss Magius. So yeah, whatever Terra type you Terra into, I'm just gonna fling my Sharp Beak at you. Could have used it more, but honestly, I just want to get the meme in at this point, the joke. Because I don't think I'm gonna get another chance to pull it off this game. And I'm not gonna get a chance to pull it off at all. Boo. Okay. Alrighty. That is fine. At least I got the dual wing beat kill, so that is good on Scissor. Do I dare do this now? Nah, we're gonna send in Wrath. Just do more, Specs shenanigans here. Not sure what you want to Terra into. I mean, Ice Beam could take you out, but I'm pretty sure you're going to Terra, so I'm just going to lock myself in a Scald again. And we will go from there. I'm pretty sure if you keep this thing in, you just Terra with it. To avoid the potential... I mean... You know I'm special, because you've seen Scald, so you probably assume I have Ice Beam, which I think would warrant the Terra if you want to keep this thing in. But, Specs Gyara's just going to be here doing Specs Gyara things regardless. Because that is how Specs Gyarados wants to roll, apparently. That is the fun of, being in the position I am for this last week, as, yep, he's going to Terra. I am curious, though. What Terra are you going to do? Terra Steel. Which, you know what, completely fair. I probably could have just gone Flamethrower, but I think Scald still two-shots you. You just go for the Draco. Which, well, that rains on my parade a bit. It is fine, though. We're gonna send out Mini-Star. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my Rain back upward, because you're probably gonna switch out. Or, I mean, you could just go for an attack. You probably have Earth Power, but I mean, it's at -2, and I definitely have Eviolite. Despite the attempted Rain sweeping shenanigans I am going for here. Pretty shiny Flygon with the neck stuck in its head. Just flying there in front of me. And now it's gone. That is the Alolan Muck. Which, fair. Yeah, I think he's definitely taking this game a lot more seriously than I am, even though I told him to expect dumb stuff. But that is still completely fine. Because again, the outcome of this game really doesn't bother me one way or the other with wherever I land. I just want to have some fun. Do dumb stuff. enjoy this final week without a care in the world. Alright, so I got my Rain, I got my Swift Swim going. Not that, I'm pretty sure I probably would have ran this thing anyway. Even if I was a proper bulky set, like I would probably run if I was taking this game a little more seriously than I am. As I get a crit on the Liquidation, and he's gonna knock off my Eviolite, which, you know what, fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna Liquidation again, because I think it actually picks this thing off from here. I don't know. I mean, the crit probably just expedited the process, in all honesty. I mean, you could also send something else in, too, to take the Liquidation, like maybe a Zoomerol. Depending on how serious. I mean, he just needs to win, period, at this point, I think, to take 4th place. I don't think the differential matters to him that much. I think he just needs to win, because he had a solid differential at 4-4. The bigger story here, though, at least on my end of things, Hisui and Qwilfish is finally on the board with a KO, which means every member of my roster has now gotten at least one this season. So, yay, confetti, rain. We're happy for Hisui and Qwilfish, yay! Honestly, I think this mod deserves it after some of the work it's put in for me. The 2 games I did bring in after picking it up. As Flygon comes in again now. Not sure what you want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and Crunch, though. Crunch and Liquidation, I think, are doing rough-ishly the same in the rain. I know Mini Star is outrunning you in the rain, that's for sure. Because you're not Scarf, I know that for a fact. I mean, you probably Earth Power because I'm without my Eviolite, so an Earth Power would definitely kill, but any damage I can get off on you beforehand will certainly be appreciated. It'll be fun times. Mini Star out here trying to live up to its predecessor's namesake. Nice chunk. I get a defense drop on top of that. See, it goes for Terra Steel, Terra Blast. Okay. Fair. Completely fair. Absolutely fair. And I might as well just send in Lumity. Why not? Because I know I definitely outrun you because you're not Scarfed. And I definitely pick you off with an Aura Sphere if I really want to do that. Which, not gonna lie, yeah, I might as well. Just because. Kamehameha! Or I guess, you know, that could also just be your standard run-of-the-mill Ki Blast. You could interpret it either way, I suppose. As Jirachi comes out now. Which is fine. I'm pretty sure I've lost this battle just because, you know, I was playing around with the jokes and whatnot, but we're gonna still try and go out with, I mean, even just memeing and having a good time, I'm still kind of in this game, as funny as that seems. As we're gonna pull the Trick Room again, okay. Fair enough. You know what? Screw it. I know he still has Azu, but let me have my fun. He's just gonna U-turn out. Probably into Ursaluna, I would think. I mean, he could go into Azu. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, and I don't think I'd mind at this point. Yep, that is exactly what he's gonna do. Which is fair. I mean, the thing is burned. So there is that at least. I mean, I'm locked in. I mean, I could switch, but let's be honest, Azumarill will probably finish me off from here, because if this thing's banded, even burn, I'm pretty sure a huge power still just destroys me. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this just to waste Trick Room turns. Just because it's fun. Why not? Just let me enjoy. Let me have my fun. Let me enjoy this. Just run out the Trick Room clock. I probably could have Earthquaked, but let's be honest. Let me have my fun, or at least what fun I can have left, just to close out the season. Just for the lulz. Let's see if he'll let me do this. Probably not. No, I do get to do it! Fair enough! Kamehameha! Akira Toriyama, rest in peace. I mean, the fact I could have probably actually won... Well, probably not. Not with Jirachi still around, but... GG, Flygon. I mean, apologies again if this wasn't, like, too serious of a battle, but as I said, I told you to expect heat, expect dumb things, and I'm at least glad I got to do some of the dumb things I brought. Didn't get to do all of them, but, I mean, hey. Hisui and Qwilfish got a kill. Scissor got on the board with a kill. I got to actually pull off a Hyper Beam KO with Iron Valiant, so I will take that. All in good fun. But that will do it for the final week of the regular season. Thank you guys very much for watching. I have been Ruppy. And my Columbus Swoo and I will see you next time when we start our playoff run. And things once again start getting serious. Take care, guys.